Hey, well, as far as I understand the law, and that's pretty much a lot. There's a way for us to get all of the files released regarding Epstein, Jeffy, um, friend of the Israelis, the Mossad, and Donald Trump. The way we do that is simply by a writ, and it's called a writ, and it's issued by a court. That's basically what a writ is. And what that writ would do would be demand that the Attorney General of the United States, General, what's her name, Polly Dolly, uh, Ponzi, something, whatever her name is, it's a demand by the court that she do her job, since there are no known crimes being perpetrated or have been perpetrated with molestation of children by a lot of big shots in New York and probably California and, of course, Washington, D.C. There's a writ that you can use and demand that the Attorney General go ahead and get those documents that she claims nobody wants to see those. Now, the name of the writ is called the Writ of Mandamus, and it mandates that a court um, can order the law enforcement people to do a job. I believe there was one issued during the Nixon fund, the Watergate thing. Um, and the thing is that we obviously know that the reason for them not showing these, oh, they're terrible. They got child molesters in it, and they've got children and kiddie porn and all that. So, well, there is a thing called that little black mask thing that they put over people who are minors in films and what in during crimes, and they blur the pictures, and that can certainly be done. And that would protect all of the minors involved in these cases. So the idea that they cannot, because they want to protect minors who were minors at the time, is ridiculous. And the fact that nobody in the media pushes them and says, well, why don't we go ahead and go through all of those videos that you said there were piles and piles and piles and piles and piles of videos and files, et cetera, and that had all this evidence on them. Why don't we go through that, or have somebody go through that and just go ahead and edit out the victims and not edit out the perpetrators? Now, knowing the FBI, and I know they know how to do that kind of stuff, and if they don't know, we've got plenty of people on the planet that know how to digitize those and then edit them. There is absolutely no reason, no legal reason, why the files on Epstein and that Epstein collected on people, including Donald Trump and others, probably some very very important people in Washington and New York and California, etc. There's absolutely no reason why. There's no legal reason for them to not do that. Of course, what is happening with those files is obviously the Israelis use them for blackmailing and getting people to do, getting Americans in specific to do what they want them to do, what the Israeli state wants them to do, whether it's legal or illegal, doesn't really matter. And we know they're not trying to motivate Israelis to do anything, because if you do molest a child in the United States and you flee to Israel, if you're Jewish, that is, and you flee to Israel, they can't come and get you. For some reason, we don't have an extradition agreement with the Israelis. One of the few friends that we have in the world that we don't have an extradition agreement with. So anyway, just thought everybody know it's called a writ of mandamus, and They should try that out if they're really serious. But, of course, they're not going to be serious, and they're not serious, and they don't want these people to be discovered because, well, they basically live off of them. Like this coward that's now the FBI director, and the coward that's the attorney general, and the other cowards that they work for, like Donald Trump. It's sad. We probably haven't had a real decent president since Eisenhower. And I won't go into that right now. But anyway, just a tip to everybody, if you want to make a discussion, call a discussion about what we could actually do to force the Attorney General of the United States to go and get those records and release them to the public, with some due editing, of course. That's it for me for right now. Thanks. Thanks for your patience. Anybody who's got patience these days means they're too old to fight. That's me. Bye.